At DST Global Solutions, what we're seeing in the investment management industry is a key theme, which is doing more with less. The operating margins of the investment industry over the course of last year, on average, has declined by around 12%. This is supported by a number of surveys that have been done in the industry. Doing more, the need to do more in terms of regulation, in terms of transparency of information to stakeholders, and the risk management, much more rigor and risk management. Less, clearly reduced costs, but also more efficient systems, more efficient processes, all equaling the utilization of resources more effectively. Now, how does this translate into practice? We're working with our clients on three areas. One, challenging the assumptions on which the operating models have been based. Two, refining processes and practices. And third, seeking out initiatives and ideas that provide short-term savings. So how does one challenge the assumption on which the operating model is built? Two areas really that I can give you examples. One is focusing on the areas that give competitive advantage. There are various processes and applications that could be deployed on an ASP or a SaaS basis without compromising competitiveness of the company. Client reporting, risk, performance measurement are examples of that. The second is challenging the assumptions regarding proprietary systems. Most areas of the industry are well endowed with applications from third-party providers. I would suggest that that's another area where looking at appropriate and relevant applications would make sense. Now, the net consequence of that, a reduced cost, but more importantly, being applications that are deployed across the industry means that they have an element of future-proofing to maintain their alignment with the developments. And so, whilst getting cost efficiency, one is also getting both scalability and the strategic path going forward. So how can clients go about refining the operating model? Traditionally, organizations have grown across locations, and choices have been made location by location on systems. The net result of that is multiple systems and multiple applications across a global footprint of an organization. Whilst one can understand the need for that in the fund accounting arena, where jurisdictional necessity demands that, but there are other areas like performance measurement where the way it's done across the globe is consistent. And therefore, having multiple systems is not a necessity, and in fact leads to multiple sets of teams to support it, multiple vendor relationships, but most importantly, multiple data stores leading to challenges of consistency and the challenges thereafter of aggregating that information. So really, one needs to ask the question, are there systems across the organization that can be deployed on a global basis? So how does one go about identifying initiatives for short-term gains and savings? Start by categorizing the spend on IT, both applications and services. Identify multiple providers of similar capability. The duplication and overlaps. Look for consolidation is an obvious place to start. But not only that, look further afield, look at service elements as well. There are a number of activities that have hitherto always been done in-house, but there may be alternative ways of achieving the same end. We're working with one of our clients, one of our larger clients, I should say, where their mission-critical application has been supported by an operational team in-house. They've questioned the need for that, And working with them, we've come up with a very attractive proposition. We can provide that service on an outsourced basis, and it leads to two key benefits for them. One, they overcome the challenge of maintaining the level of experience for that pool of resources. And secondly, given that we have a group of people experienced in supporting that application at our clients, they also have the opportunity to be able to alleviate any challenges that come from seasonality and the peaks and troughs as a result. In summary then, what is the key theme in attempting to do more with less? It's all about challenging the status quo. This exposes the assumptions on which the business and the operating model were built, many of which may no longer be valid given the change in the environment. Investment businesses and the industry is very fast-moving, and one needs to adapt and change in line with the environment, whether that's regulatory, fiscal, or economic. As Darwin once said, it's not the strongest species that survives, but it's the one that is most adaptable. At DST Global Solutions, we have restated our focus as being about optimizing investment businesses and doing that on an ongoing basis, bearing in mind that the only constant is change.